Hello everybody and welcome back to Pleasantview. Today we are playing the Oldie household. So I know for the last round that they were near the end, and that's because I wanted to play through all the scripted houses and then I added the Burbs and the Oldies to the end. However, I will not always play the households in the same order every round. In a single round, I will play each household for one day, but I may not play them in the same order that I played them the previous round. And the reason that I am moving the Oldies up is because it actually makes a lot more sense to play the specialty households. So the prison, which we just played, the school, and if we have a university, the dormitories, all of those actually make sense to be at the beginning of the round rather than the end. And so households that are tied to those will usually come at the beginning of a round. And since Coral is our school principal, we are going to be playing her. It is 5 a.m. I always save my game between 4 and 5 a.m. And the reason is, and let's see if this happens, the random occurrence scenarios in my game, we could get a pop-up between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. in any household, and I have the odds set to 25%. So there's a 25% chance in any household that we will get a random occurrence scenario pop-up. So I don't know which households will get it. Multiple households back-to-back could get it, or the same household could get it multiple rounds in a row. It's not just that the scenarios are random, but it's actually random. I don't know when they're coming, and I don't know which ones we're gonna get. It'll be exciting. So in the future, I may just not show you guys between 5 to 6 because a lot of people are still sleeping. Luckily for us, Coral is actually already awake because she's an elder. So she has woken up. So we are going to play her and just see if we get a random occurrence scenario. And we will probably get one this round. I mean, if we play 8 households or more, we're likely to get 2 random occurrence scenarios or more per round. So we'll just see if we get a pop-up for it and see what it is. Oh, look at Dixie. Dixie is sleeping. This is her bed now. It's no longer Mary Sue's old room. It's now Dixie's room. Look at that. I want a screenshot. Oh, she's so beautiful. What a sweet puppy dog. Sweet puppy dog. We did get one! Okay. The oldest adult or the youngest elder was minding their own business when they were mugged by a stranger. If they have 0 to 4 body skill points, so the youngest elder is Coral because Herb is older. If they have 0 to 4 body skill points, the mugger beat them up. Oh man, I made a typo. The mugger? No, thank you. The mugger beat them up and got away with half of their on-hand cash. We only have 152 simoleons on hand, so that's not a big deal. If they have 5 body skill points, they chased the mugger until they dropped the cash. No fun changes. If they have 6 to 10 body skill points, they caught up to the mugger and beat them up. Unfortunately, now they have to go to court for assault. Some justice. I remember writing that one, and it's actually one of the more complicated of the scenarios that I wrote. So it's kind of funny that we got that one first. So 0 to 4, they get half of our on hand. 5, nothing happens. 6 or more, they have to go to court for assault. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coral has 5 body skill points exactly. So nothing happens. She chased him down and she said, "Drop my purse, young sonny," and he did, and she got her cash back. So at least you guys got to see how the random occurrence scenarios work. That's how they work in my game. Between 5 and 6 a.m. we may randomly get a pop-up like that. 25% chance. I don't remember exactly how many, but it's something like 120 to 130 of them. Nothing happens this time. It's a very eventful one. I mean, we were just talking when we played the prison about should we send a townie to prison. Could you guys imagine if Coral had 1 more body skill point and she had to go to court and was found guilty of assault, and then we sent Coral? Could you imagine if Coral had gone to prison? Oh my goodness, that could have happened. Luckily for Coral, it didn't, because then I don't know who would run our school. All right, so she needs some fun before she goes to work. So she goes to work at 8 a.m. She needs some fun. I have locked in get a cat, but she also wants to be friends with Dixie. I think I'm gonna lock in and she also wants to be friends with Dustin. That's her granddaughter's boyfriend. That's a good want too. I think I'm gonna keep locked in be friends with Dixie because that's what I really want for her. And then Herb wants to be friends with Ramin. And I have locked in get a kitten or puppy. I don't think I'm gonna do puppies today, but I actually do think that I want him to. Maybe we'll get a second dog, and then we'll get a male dog, and then we'll see if that dog gets along with Dixie. And then if it does, maybe we will have them try for puppies. If we get puppies, who's he gonna give them to? Because, I mean, he could give them to his granddaughters, but they could potentially be going off to college soon. Ramin wanted a cat, so if we had gotten kittens, I would give one to Ramin. We're not gonna do that today though, because what I would really like to do is send her fishing if the weather is good after Coral gets home. So that's what we're gonna do, but she needs some fun. I'm pretty sure her hobby is film and literature. So why don't we have her come watch a movie? Oh, I don't have one for them. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go buy something real quick if we can afford it. Okay, it cost 100 simoleons, and because these shelves are so short on the left-hand stuff, I had to actually put it up here on the top. This is a Plum Fix. It's a mod for pretty much a movie player, Plum Fix. And so you have to have this in order to watch movies, and you have to pay a subscription fee. And so that is just one of the many mods that I have in my game. And so you do get a free trial when you buy it, and then you have to pay for a subscription in order to be able to watch movies. So now that we have a free trial, we are going to watch a comedy. We're gonna watch Chicken, and she's gonna come do that to get her fun up before she goes to work. Herb is still asleep, and Dixie, oh, her needs are, aw, she's dreaming about foxes and she doesn't like them. Now, while they were sleeping, Dixie did actually dig a hole out here, so we'll see. I'm pretty sure Herb is sloppy, but I don't know about Coral, so I don't know how they're gonna like her digging in the yard. Coral's kind of in the middle and Herb is sloppy. I don't know that they're gonna care. They're just gonna want to spoil her so much, so I don't think they're gonna care. What are we watching? Chicken. Look at her fun going up. That's awesome. So when Dixie wakes up, she can spend some time with her too before she goes to work. That's the newspaper girl. She's a lucky, light sleeping warrior. A light sleeper warrior. That goes together perfectly. All right, it is 8, so you are going to go somewhere by yourself. You are going to go to school, and today is Tuesday, so today is Natural Sciences Day. But it is almost 9 a.m., so we are going to start school. And everybody should summon and become selectable. So let's just see. We've got the teacher, John Burb is now selectable. We've got the 6 teenagers, the twins, the boys, and our 2 townies. And then we have Alex, Lucy, Beau, Chandler, and Marcia. So I did randomize the ages of our townie students. So I have just in a little note on my desk what day of the week they should be aging up. And that way when we play that day, for the children, we will age them to teens and move them into the teen classroom just like we would our playables. And for the teenagers, I will unenroll them on that day. And then they will actually likely become dormies if we have anybody go to college. If anybody's in college, we will make them dormies probably just to fill that out. I haven't actually decided if we should make custom dormies or not. So I'm gonna have the teens that age up go to college if they want to, which Randy and Ivy both do. And then we will see if we need other dormies. Maybe we'll make some dormies. Or I could download some, but it's really easy to make them, so. All right, let's have everybody go to class. And so we are gonna call, well, we already did, so call the stray pupils. And we are going to call stray pupils, and we're gonna call the teacher, and we're gonna call the teacher. So that everybody goes where they're supposed to go. So the children are gonna do grade work. I'll probably have them do grade work until about 10. I don't know, we'll see how they do. I like how, now that Coral was playing basketball, she's in her athletic wear. That's kind of weird that your teacher's just like wearing athletic wear. Where's Beau? Oh, I didn't assign, okay, so I did forget to do something. I enrolled Beau in the school, but I didn't assign him to class 1. So now that he's in class 1, he should come over here. And then John, I think, is also in his athletic wear now. Yeah, he is. But I do want him to meet all of the students. So we're gonna have them greet him. Oh, Dustin, looks like you're gaining some fame. Why can't I select John? He's selectable, but for some reason I can't click on him. So I want him to do a lecture today, but that's obviously not working. So let's see, what do the teens want? So Angela wants a skill point and to be friends with Randy. Ask for lesson from John. Oh, she's a nature sim. I did not know that. I actually forgot. I didn't know what her hobby was. They all want to go to college. Dustin wants to make some money. So let's actually have him make a bouquet and let's see if he can finish it in an hour and then sell it. And that will fulfill that want for him of making some money. Let's see if we can do that. Now it is Tuesday, so when we play the Broke household, Dustin does have to go to work today. But let's see if we can fulfill that want for him. That's kind of how I'm playing school based on what they want to do. So Dirk, body, mechanical. Oh, Dirk wants to gain a creativity, so he can actually come over here and work with this reward item because this gives creativity skill. So he wants to gain a creativity skill, so he's going to be the one doing that. Ivy, what do you want? Cooking, charisma. Do you know all of your classmates, Ivy? You don't. So let's come greet Randy. You know Dustin and the twins, but you don't know Dirk or Randy. So now you'll know Randy. And why don't you come greet Dirk? Dustin has finished his bouquet. Good job. So now you can sell that. And he will get his want for making some money, earning some money. And that money goes to the school, obviously. He wants to hustle pool. Ooh. I'm gonna lock that in, so maybe when we play the Brokes, we'll figure out a way to do that. Let's come over here. What are you doing? Calling him to work. So she's totally doing the teacher thing. But I did see that Alex got a skill of creativity, so he was obviously doing other stuff. So they're still messing around over here. I kind of want them to work on that because the townies still have very low grades. And so I do want them to be doing grade work when they're in the classroom a little bit because I want them to get their grades up, the townies. Well, Beau is the new student, so let's make sure Beau knows everybody. So he knows Lucy and he knows Marcia, but he doesn't know Chandler or Alex. So let's make sure that he meets them today. Okay, so I was thinking, so we just became business rank 3 and we've gotten some business perks. So I don't know if I click the business perk thing it will make everybody despawn. I don't remember, so I'm not gonna click it right now. But what I was thinking, because I saw this custom content where you could buy like these investment certificates and put them on the wall. And what they actually do is they accrue interest. So you, instead of normal things where you buy them and then they depreciate over time, these appreciate. So you buy it for 1,000 and instead of like a normal item, maybe like this trash can, you buy it for 50 simoleons and then a couple days later it's only worth like 40 or 45. These actually go up. So you buy them for 50 and in a few days they're worth 51, 52, 55. So I was thinking that the principal, Coral, could redeem the business perk for cash and she could invest that money, put it on the wall in her office over here. And then she could use that money actually for scholarships. So she could use, I have the checkbook, and so she could write checks to any of her students that go to college for, you know, 500 simoleons, 1,000 simoleons, whatever. And we could actually use the money from the business perks to write scholarship checks. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments, because that's actually what I was thinking for the business perks. It would be great for the school if she could, any of her students that go to college, after they go to college, to give them scholarships. I mean, that would be, I think that would be pretty cool, but let me know what you guys think. Coral, this is not your classroom. Oh, now you're gonna give a lecture, John? It's 10:30. It's 10:30. Be asked. Are you gonna ask her favorite color? Coral, get out of here. You should be over here. So it's now 10:30 and now John is gonna give a lecture. Oh well, whatever. Randy, you can't go use the bathroom right now, sorry. I'm gonna have the students come over here and listen to him. I need to buy another bench. I had 3 in here for up to 6 students and then I actually removed one because I thought it looked cluttered, but I really think I need to put it back because now my students don't all fit. I don't know what I was thinking when I got rid of it. I mean, it looks better like this. Maybe I could like get rid of the telescope I don't know how much we'll actually be using that. Okay, let's go over by Coral. What are you doing? Coral, no. You were such a good teacher. You've been being such a good teacher, but now you're just, I don't know what you're doing. All right, it's 11 o'clock anyway. So we are going to finish this class, and we're going to finish this class. And it's lunchtime, so we are going to start a classroom period for all pupils, and we are going to call straight pupils. Oh, Marcia, are you in the red? Oh, you're right there, yeah. All right, everybody. It's lunchtime, so time to eat, and also time to use the restroom. So let's start at the bottom, since I already have you selected. Marcia, no, don't change appearance. That's not what I said. Use the bathroom, and then buy a chicken burger tray. And Chandler, you're already using the bathroom. Beau, you're saying hi to Ivy. That's good. I like that. Say hello. I am a new kid. Oh, and he wanted to meet someone new. Aw, and he wants to talk to her. Oh, could you imagine if they actually end up as a couple? I love Ivy. I love Ivy. I would love to make her part of the neighborhood. Beau and Ivy, I hope you guys hit it off. She's so gorgeous, and Beau is so much fun to play. He's got a hidden knowledge aspiration token, so I usually make him a knowledge sim. So, alright guys, you can eat and go to the bathroom. So you'll notice that they are, when they buy from here, it actually costs to buy cream cake tray, hamburger tray, meatball bites tray. So it costs money. So the school is providing lunch, is the way I see it, or the school is paying for the lunch, because this is coming out of household funds here. So at the end of every school day, what I'm going to do is I go here to the cash tracker and try to keep it as close to zero as possible. Since this is a business owned by Coral, technically speaking, the household funds and the business funds are the same. So that's why I was thinking we could buy those investment certificates if we needed to, if we redeem the business perks, because that's not Coral's money, that's the school's money. And remember, the school will pass from principal to principal. The school will not stay with the oldies, it's not theirs. So, look at everybody eating their lunch. I hope you guys are all going to the bathroom, because I'm having so much fun watching you that I'm not telling you what to do. Okay, let's do that. Let's put the walls down a little bit. Marcia, you do whatever you want. Chandler, you do whatever you want. Beau, you need to use the restroom. And then you need to eat. You're gonna buy meatball bites. I don't think any of them are vegetarians, but I don't know about the townies because I can't check their inventories without everybody despawning. All right, you guys are fighting. I think you're gonna get detention. Lilith and Angela, if you fight one more time, you're getting detention today. Because the school has a rule, no fighting. Okay. Why don't you buy a tortilla hot dog? Oh. Detention. Coral just saw you. She just walked by. She saw you. Lilith, no. Encourage niceness. She's going to tell them to be nice. And she's going to encourage niceness with Angela also. That's what she's going to do. And we're going to say, you need to be nice to each other, to your sister. This is school. No fighting. And that's what she's going to tell them to do. And then they're both going to get detention. So they're both going to stay an hour late, and I'm going to give them detention. I didn't build a detention hall. In my high school, usually detention was held in the auditorium or in the gym, actually. So you would just have to sit in the bleachers and do nothing. You weren't allowed to do anything. You just had to sit there, and they had a teacher in the middle of the basketball court just stare at you and watch everybody. You just had to sit there on the bleachers. But obviously, we do not have a gymnasium, so I'll have to figure that out. Randy gets something to eat. Ivy gets something to eat. Ivy, are you watching TV? Oh, you're in the frickin' office. Ivy is a little bit, I wonder if she has like the rebellious trait or something, because yesterday she was here playing the golf in the office, and now she's here watching TV in the office. She just has no boundaries. All right, Dirk, you can do whatever you want, but you want to gain a cleaning, a mechanical, and a creativity. So actually, because you have access to the library here, I'm gonna have him come into the library and I'm gonna have him study. Does he need anything for his job? Mechanical and creativity. I'm gonna have him study mechanical, because Dirk is that kind. He's a fortune secondary knowledge sim, so he would totally spend his lunch break studying for his job. And they have access to the library for just that reason. All right, Coral, where are you? What are you doing? Come encourage them to be nice. Why did you come all the way in here? I don't know what you're doing. There's a perfectly good invisible dishwasher right here. Coral's gonna encourage Lilith to be nice because she saw her. She saw her being mean to her sister. And you're gonna do the same thing to Angela. Be nice to your sister. She's probably the only one you're ever gonna get. Oh, Dirk gained his mechanical skill point. Good job, Dirk. He wants to reach cleaning level 2, mechanical level 2, and creativity. He needs creativity for his job, so that's the one I want to focus on. However, it's already 12:45. Angela's thinking about her grandmother. Did you see that? She's thinking about what her grandmother said. They're talking about... So do you guys think, who should we make the classroom teacher? If we want a playable sim, then our only... What just happened over here? Oh, Alexander got fat. Alex got fat. Look at him with his little tub. That's cute. There's nothing wrong with being fat. Actually, does Beau know all the teenagers yet? He doesn't. So that's actually what I'm gonna have him do. He knows Angela, Lilith, Ivy, and obviously his brother. But he doesn't know Dirk or Randy. So I'm actually, while they're all together, I'm gonna have him come maybe say hi to Randy before I send them off. I mean, you're sitting right here next to him. How is it that you don't know him? So anyway, if we want a classroom teacher for tomorrow, our only playable sim option is really... What are you guys doing? No. No. Detention. 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 Look at her. That's so cute. Marsha playing on the monkey bars. Everybody's having fun. I love lunchtime when the teens and the kids are all together. Look at this. I mean, come on, look at that. Look at that. I love it. I love it. Look at everybody. I mean, this is just... Isn't school so much fun? School is just the best. School is the best. Now, over here, what we're gonna do is we are going to preset class for classroom 1, and we are going to remove Coral as the teacher in here, and we're going to put Coral as the teacher in here. Now, if we had another classroom teacher or even 2, we wouldn't have to do that. So for a playable sim, Bella's our only option because Dina's not going to be a teacher and Mortimer's retired, and they're the only other 2 without jobs, I think, that aren't already a teacher. So we could also get a townie. I like, personally, I like Amin Sims as a teacher. I have a special place for him because when I was much younger and played Sims kind of for the first time, I played the Legacy Challenge, and my founder married Amin Sims, and so I always have a special place for him because I always remember that and think about him that way. So, as one of my Legacy founders, let's get everybody to go where they're supposed to go. So now let's start. Oh wait, so first we're gonna come over here and we're going to finish this class. And we're gonna start grade work for class 2, and then we are going to start classroom period for class 1. So let's have everybody go where they're supposed to go. Teacher, call stray pupils, call teacher. So let's get the grade work started over here. I don't know that we'll do grade work the whole time, but they're all like scared of Coral. Does Dustin still not know Dirk? How is that possible? All right, Dustin and Dirk. You guys weren't you at the pool at the Pleasant house like all evening yesterday? How do you guys still not know each other? I don't understand. Okay, well, Dustin and Dirk definitely have to meet each other today. Beau still needs to meet Chandler, but he wants to play with Lucy. Oh, they're gossiping about Cassandra. Alex! Alex is gossiping about how Dawn left Cassandra at the altar. Oh my gosh. I did not expect that from you, Alexander. Beau wants to reach creativity level 3, so I think he could do this. So Beau just got a skill point because he's the only, look at him, he is the best student in here. He is the only one listening to John. Beau still has horrible grades. What are his grades? He's a C+ because he just turned into a child. So do any of them want to get a skill point? Chandler does. So Chandler, you listen. And Lucy, you're not going to misbehave while your dad's the teacher. Oh, you're already trying to listen. And Alex, you want to be friends with Marcia, so why don't you guys just hang out? You don't want to gain a skill point, and neither does she. And she wants to be friends with you too, so give him a high five, give him a joke, talk to him. It's almost 3 o'clock, but let's see if we can make... Are they close to being friends? They are close to being friends. Come on, it's almost 3 o'clock. Can you guys become friends? He wants to get an A+ report card, but he also wants to be friends with her. I'm gonna lock that in, and I'm gonna lock in be friends with him since they're so close. I want her to be friends with Dirk also, but she's so much closer to being friends with him. Okay, it's 3 o'clock. So for Chandler, he's in the red, but he wants to talk to Lilith and gain a skill point. I actually think I am going to lock and talk to Lilith, and maybe we can do that tomorrow for him to try to get him out of the red. He currently has a D because he's a townie. Beau wants to make a friend and gain creativity level 3. I have make a friend locked in, but he's not really close with anybody except maybe his brother. So he actually, yeah, we're gonna leave that locked in for him. And then Lucy wants to talk to Nina, which is, you know, that's her teacher, so okay. And then she's all about Alex. Alex and Marcia have their thing. Okay. And so everybody is over here doing their schoolwork like they're supposed to. But let's check everybody's wants. So Randy wants to reach charisma level 2. Ivy wants to reach charisma level 3 and cooking level 1. Domestic sciences is on Thursday, I think, so they won't be doing that tomorrow. Dirk wants creativity level 1, which he needs for his job, so that's what we're going to lock in for him. And Dustin wants to hustle pool. And Lilith wants body and charisma. Which are we going to lock in for her? Body or charisma? She has 1 point in each already. They have a pool at their house and it's summertime, so let's lock in body. And then Angela wants to be friends with Randy. So yeah, so school is over. Angela and Lilith, or maybe just Lilith, have detention. But so what we're actually going to do is finish this class. We're gonna finish this class and then we are going to end school. We're gonna remove John Burb as the teacher so he doesn't spawn tomorrow. What are you doing, buddy? Oh, you're playing with the ants. I didn't even realize. She has detention. So what she is going to do is sit right here. And Coral's gonna come in here and watch her. And Lilith's not allowed to do anything else. She just has to sit here until 4 o'clock. I think Coral's just giving her a talking to, like, why are you like that with your sister? You guys, you know, she's your sister. You should be nicer to her. I mean, Grandma Coral's gonna do everything she can to give Lilith a nice, steady sort of life. She wants to show her that she's there for her. Music. They're talking about music a lot. I wonder if Lilith is interested in music. Maybe for her birthday, Coral will buy her a musical instrument. You know, you'll get older, you'll meet other people, but your family is your family. They're talking about garbage. So another thing that I was thinking was because Lilith was brought home by the police last time we played, just because her father didn't see, doesn't mean that nothing happened. So I was actually thinking maybe Lilith should get community service. Maybe after school today, she has to go for a couple of hours and do community service as her punishment for being caught sneaking out by the police. I think Demi is the one who caught her. So. Alright, it's 4 o'clock. Detention's over. And then Coral, because it's actually already 4 o'clock, she doesn't have time to do anything else. It's time for her to go home. School's over. Actually, before we go home, I'm gonna check the business perks. So we actually have 4 business perks. So we could get 4 of the cash rewards. I can't believe we're already level 4. That's crazy. Our kids love us. And then so we have, I think we should get these cash ones and I think we should use them for scholarships. But I don't want to redeem them until I have those investment certificates. I need to download them and put them in my game so that we will redeem these and then immediately put those in her office. And then when we want to give scholarships, we'll sell them. And then they make a very modest interest rate. And so we'll sell them to write the checks for scholarships. And I need to come up with some sort of parameters for that. For example, you know, do we want to limit that per student? You know, is there anything the students have? Do they have to graduate with like an A+? Who gets the scholarships? Is it need-based or merit-based? Is there a maximum? That kind of thing. Because I think if you add all these together, I know it's 1,000. I don't know how much, 5,000, maybe 10,000, I think 20,000. So altogether, you know, we get like between 30 and 40,000 simoleons, I think. So since college costs 20,000, we don't want to spend all this cash on one student. So maybe we give them 1 to 5,000. Maybe we give them 500. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So let me know if you guys have any ideas for that. But I'm not going to redeem them now because I want to put the investment certificates in the game before we do that. And then we'll just hang them in her office until we need them. Now, if you look at our customer loyalty stars, you'll see that most of the students have 2 customer loyalty stars. Beau is a new student, so obviously he has none. So that means the students are having a good time, you know, at school. They like being here. The teachers feel like they're being treated well. They each have 1. So even though we're not selling anything, that's where we're getting these customer loyalty stars for. They're having good interactions. All right, Coral, you can go home now. Your energy is tanked. Okay, so Coral will be home in about 7 or 8 hours. I did actually just edit the garage. I realized that I had left the wall where the original renovator had put it, which was not where it was in the middle of the driveway, so it wasn't actually working when the car went in and out of the driveway. So I put the garage door where it belongs back here and left this as just a regular driveway. We can edit that a little bit more later if we want to. But for now, let's check on Herb. He is awake. And let's see, Dixie has food. Where's Dixie? Is she still sleeping? She's still sleeping. What a good girl. What a good girl. Aw, she's dreaming about Herb and her new family. What a sweetheart. Okay, Herb. What are you gonna do? You're gonna search for coupons. I like that. I like coupons, but that's me. I mean, you used to work in the business career. I'm not surprised if you're a little frugal in your retirement. Aw, no coupons. All right. All right, he wants to go out on a date. He wants to be friends with Ramin, freestyle for tips. I can't believe nothing would be discounted at all. I'll look again. Surely I just skipped the page it was on. That is related to one of his traits. So this coupon searching mod that I have, looks like the furniture store is running a sale today. Everything is 10% off. It closes at 10 p.m. though, so they should hurry. Herb has cut the newspaper page out, you never know, and put it into their inventory. So until 10 p.m. today, okay, so I will show you guys. Herb has the frugal trait. And so the frugal trait is what this mod has trait support. And what the frugal trait does is it allows Sims to search a second time. Oh, the bills are here. And Brandy's walking by. I think he's almost friends with Brandy, isn't he? No, only 8. Never mind. Oh, Brandy, you are super pregnant. I'm looking at how pregnant she is, considering this is only 1 baby bump. I am super scared that she's having twins, because remember, we gave her the super fertility trait. So Brandy could very easily be having twins. I mean, look at that. She's only got 1 bump, and look at how pregnant she is. Oh, I may regret giving her that. I may regret giving her that. Okay. Oh, are you yelling at the TV? Dixie, are you watching the movie? Peeing on the floor? Oh, she did pee on the floor. Go scold her, Herb. You have to teach her that she has to go outside. No peeing on the floor. That is not a good puppy dog. We do love you though. We'll give you a stroke. Give her a stroke. Look how sweet. Look how sweet she is. Why don't you play with her a little bit? Look how sweet. Oh. I'm so glad they got a dog. Herb's not home alone all day anymore. If we send him fishing today at the park, then maybe he'll take Dixie with him if she's not super tired. I think that could be fun. Take her to the park. I did make it pet friendly. I don't think I forgot anything. So she can have fun at the park while he fishes. But he does want to go out on a date, so maybe him and Coral will go out on a date? I don't know. Play fetch. Oh, she wants to play fetch. Okay, go play fetch with her. She asked him to play fetch, so that's what they're doing. I mean, he does. Look, now his social's all the way up. That's awesome. So she's hungry. She needs a bath. She's gonna go get something to eat though. And he needs to, yes, go use the toilet. And then after you use the toilet, it's noon or 1 o'clock almost. You need to get out of your pajamas, Herb. He hasn't had any wants to plant anything. So actually, I think I'm gonna put some of these flowers, like are in the front here, in this back area that we made. Because he hasn't, even though he's a nature sim, he hasn't wanted to plant any seeds. So we're just gonna put some flowers back there. All right, so I just went ahead and put some flowers back here. If he wants to plant some vegetables, we can use the spot, or we can make another little garden area over here or something. But I'm actually gonna have him today. His energy is nice and high. I kind of want to keep it that way. So he needs to change into his everyday. And then why don't you make the bed, and then you need to give Dixie a bath. Oh, hey guys. What's up? Orlando Santowski and Brandon Millard. You guys just walking by? It is after school time, technically, for Orlando. Even though I keep all my students at school until 3, because it's just easier that way and a lot of fun. Technically, the teens get out of school at 1 o'clock. So he's calling her over. Is she gonna listen? She is gonna listen. Good girl. All right, so give her a bath. She'll get all dirty again at the park if we take her, but that's okay. Herb got his pension check. And then we should think about how we can best use that coupon. I really want to redo the living room, so we'll do that. I don't think they need to buy any other furniture. They haven't wanted to buy anything, and I can't think of anything that they're really missing. I do need to buy a pay jar for Coral. I'll show you guys that in a few minutes. Good girl. So why don't you praise her? Praise her for behaving in the tub. Oh, what's going on with my camera? Yeah, good girl, Dixie. Good girl. Alright, so all of her needs are up, so we're gonna let her do what she wants to. And her, why don't you mop that up since you just... Well, I know you don't want to, but you just did it, so... And then you need to mop up her pee down here. She also peed on the floor down here. You gotta mop that up. So unhappy because you have to mop up the dog pee. You're the one... You wanted a dog. You have to house train her. That's how it works. Alright, turn this off. And then she has food. And then why don't you actually water all your plants? I'll water all your flowers, not plants. Am I overwatering them already? Yeah. Whoops. Okay. Alright, why don't you pick this up? I don't know who knocked over your trash can, but pick it up, because we don't want roaches. Herb seems like the kind of person who cares, you know. He's a nature sim with all these flowers. He's a nice standing member of the community. He cares, you know, what his yard and everything looks like. All right, let's get these bills and see how big they are. Because I do have a bigger bills mod, so let's see what they are. 420, that's not terrible. I mean, it's a lot of money. considering we've only played the house for one day, but let's just pay those and get it out of the way. Oh, Coral's home. All right, why don't you hug Coral? Okay, let's see. What does Coral want to do? Be friends with Dixie, get a cat. Right, she needs to take a nap though. So why don't you also come say hello to Dixie, praise her for not chewing the furniture, give her a stroke, and then come take a nap. And then Herb, why don't you just get a quick snack of just some chips, and you just have a little snack, and then you can take Dixie to the park and you can go fishing. I like that. So while Coral naps, Herb's gonna go get some fishing in, gonna take Dixie to the park, and then when he comes home, they can have dinner together, spend some time together. Yeah, good girl, Dixie. So Dixie's a little bit hungry, and she needs to pee. So let's actually have her eat also before they go. She can pee at the park. She can also eat at the park. I did set some things up there. I tried to make all the lots at least minimally pet friendly, but I may have forgotten some things on some lots. Clean this, fill this, and go somewhere. And then he's gonna take Dixie with him, and we're gonna go to Woodland Park. So Woodland Park is one of the lots that comes with Pleasantview. But you'll see, just like all the other lots that came with Pleasantview and the ones I've added, it's been renovated. Okay, now it is already after 7, so I'm just gonna give you guys, we're not gonna do a full tour. We'll get to know the lot as we play it, and then I will do a community lot tour. But since it's dark, I do want to show you because you might not be able to see. So there's a bus stop, there's bathrooms. You can see where I said I made it pet friendly. So like here's a scratching post, here's a dog house, so somewhere for them. You know, there's the grill area, which is similar to if you play this lot vanilla. And then here's another dog house or a pet house. And there's a chew toy over there, you know. So there are areas. There's another chew toy that I put just over here. I would love something a little bit more natural than these. Maybe like a stick that they can chew on that just gives them, you know, chew. So if anybody knows of any custom content, which is this chew toy, but like remeshed as a stick or something with its own GUID, I would love that. So let me know in the comments if you know of anything. Yeah, so this is what it looks like now that we're here. And this, you'll notice that there's a pier over here. And look, there's fishies. But this is actually a diving board because this is a swimmable pond. So if he wanted to dive in, you can fish on the edges, you'll see over here, but you see how you can't fish everywhere, and that's because this is a swimmable pond. So people can dive in and they can actually swim here like a swimming pool. I did not make this. I am not at all that skilled. I downloaded this lot. I'll link it in the description. I downloaded it and then I renovated it because I cannot make a swimmable pond to save my life. I am not that skilled of a builder. But some people in the Sims community are, and I am so grateful not only that they have learned the skills, but that they are willing to share them with people like me. So it is raining, of course. I was hoping the weather would hold, but all right, I'm gonna have him come over here and fish over here. Let's fish right here. Fish using a worm, because that is his lifetime want, is to catch 200 fish. Oh, the terrain's too steep. All right, maybe on this side. Where was it that we could fish from? Because I know you can fish in here. So he might get sick because it's raining. I was hoping it wouldn't be raining. I mean, it's summertime. Why is it raining? I mean, it does rain in the summer. I know that. I'm just whining. And look, now there's nobody around. Everybody left because it's raining. Yeah, I know it's raining, but I want you to work on your lifetime want, fishing. Where are you going? You're going to go rest in you're gonna go sleep in the doghouse, okay. Well, if Bruno shows up, I want her to meet Bruno, but he's the only other pet in the neighborhood right now. So otherwise she can just hang out. She can meet people if she wants, but I would rather her get in the doghouse. I know that animals can't get sick in The Sims 2, thankfully, but you know, that doesn't mean I want her just hanging out in the rain. All right, he's over here fishing. Fishing, fishing, fishing. Oh, is that Benjamin Long getting his traits? Ooh, lucky, eco-friendly, adventurous, and irresistible. Those are some nice traits. Benjamin. Is that Dina behind you? What's Dina doing at the park? This doesn't... I mean, she is a nature sim. I shouldn't say it's not where she wants to be because... Oh, she was gonna come join him in fishing, but there's not enough space over here. It's so funny watching him fish while holding his umbrella because that's... the fishing rod is like going straight through it. I don't think that's how it works usually, you know? You don't... Your fishing rod doesn't go through the umbrella, buddy. But, you know, Sims will be Sims. It doesn't bother me so much. It's just a game. I know, it's raining. Alright, it's 10:30 and it's raining, so he keeps stopping fishing. Well, that's a bust. I didn't send him yesterday. Here, why don't you come play Mahjong with Angela and Dina? Just for a little bit. I know it's late and he wants to go home. He wants to play Mahjong with Coral, but obviously she's not here. So, you know, I didn't send him fishing yesterday because it was raining. So I tried to send him today. It wasn't raining at the house, but by the time he got here it was. So this is another bust. I mean, his energy is still, it's just under halfway. So we could have him stay here actually for a couple more hours just to see if the rain stops. We'll have him stay in this, you know, gazebo area right here. You see the rain running down the... I love The Sims. Look at that. The rain running down the roof. That's amazing. For a 20-year-old game, guys. I mean, that's crazy. So good. Who is over here sitting in the rain? Daniel and Marissa Bendette are just sitting in the rain playing chess. I mean, everybody's going to be in the rain. I'm here, so people are going to spawn. So he's going to use the restroom. And if the rain stops before he's done, I'll have him go fishing. But if it doesn't, then I'm just going to send them home. Dixie, how are you doing? Her bladder is very low, but she's still sleeping, so when she wakes up, she'll use the restroom. I figured a park is a place that you would have this style of doghouse or pet house. I think it just makes sense. You know, I've seen public ones like this. The scratching post doesn't make much sense, but I couldn't really find any scratching posts that looked natural, you know, like a tree stump or something. So same thing, if you guys know of any scratching posts for the cats that look like perhaps a tree stump or something a little bit more natural, then let me know because I would love something like that for here. Where are you going? Wash your hands, buddy. Wash your hands. You're using a public restroom. That's gross. All right, well, we'll have him try to do a little bit of fishing. He hasn't caught any fish because he kept stopping because of the rain. The terrain is too steep. Can you only fish from this area, like over here? I might need to edit this lot to make some of this terrain a little bit less steep. I don't want them to only be able to fish from here because then only like 2 people will be able to fish at one time. And I want several people to be able to fish at one time. Oh, there's Bruno! There's Bruno! Okay, 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 come here. Dixie, Dixie. Come sniff Bruno. Where are you going? Bruno. Oh, is John? John's gonna jump in the lake? At 2 o'clock in the morning, you're gonna go swimming in the lake, John? That doesn't... Alright. Yeah, Bruno can't follow you there, so he's not happy about that. But Dixie's gonna go sniff Bruno. John Burb is swimming in the lake at 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning. And Bruno's just... Oh, she needs to go to the restroom, so she's gonna go use the bush. No, come sniff Bruno, and then you can use the bush. I want you to meet Bruno. I want to see if you get along, because if Bruno and Dixie get along, then Herb can still raise puppies without having to get another adult dog. You know, if Bruno and Dixie get along, maybe they could have puppies. Nope, nope, they don't like each other. Never mind. One sniff and they don't like each other. Dixie's gonna use the bush. Herb, it's 3 a.m. Praise her for peeing outside. No, Bruno's coming back over here. Is he gonna say hi to her? Or was he gonna go use the bush? Hi, Kennedy. You just watching the puppy dogs? He wants to say hi to her, but she's waiting for Herb to come give her some praise. And then give her a stroke. And then let's go home because it's 3:30 in the morning. 3:30 in the morning. So, drive home. Okay, so Herb will be home in the middle of the night. And so in the meantime, we're gonna wake Coral up. It's 7:30 p.m. So she took a nice nap after work. And we're just gonna have her take care of some of her needs and do some chores around the house while she waits for Herb and Dixie to get home. She'll probably be asleep again by the time that they get home. Okay, so I didn't do much to this area. I just made it so that it's easier to get in and out of the living room. So I just moved this to the wall. I got rid of one of the couches, and then I just replaced the end table with something a little bit smaller to make it easier. I just think this will be easier for them to get in and out of. I also replaced this wall here. You'll see that the walls are up. So I did replace this wall, and then I put this railing here so that it's a little bit more see-through. So even when we have the walls up, you can still see that. I also noticed that both Herb and Coral, I had forgotten that Coral had her career reward that she had redeemed. So I redeemed that and I put this right here. This is what she gets for being the school principal. And then Herb, as someone who retired in the business career at a high level, also had a career reward. So I redeemed the business career reward for Herb and I put it outside here. That's the execuputter. And then the last thing that I did was I just took the dog food out of Herb's inventory and I just used some custom content so that I could put them all on one counter and so they don't take up space. And that's it. I would like to use their 10% off coupon a little bit more, but I don't really think that they need anything. So I'm not going to spend money for the sake of spending money. We could furnish this upstairs landing a little bit. It is pretty bare. Actually, what I might do is I might just buy like a plant or something to put in the corner here. And they also have this empty spot back here. So I might, let me just go buy some plants real quick. All right, so I just bought a few more things. They already paid their bills today, so why not? So I bought this yoga mat. I don't even know. I think Coral can do yoga, but Herb can't even do yoga yet. But just something for them to exercise if they decide that they want to. And then I also just put a little plant in this little alcove over here. And I put a plant in this little alcove over here. So I would still like to furnish this upstairs a little more, maybe put some art on the walls, and downstairs also maybe put something on the wall over here in the dining room, but they don't have a whole lot of money, so I don't want to just keep spending money on decorative items when they don't really want to buy anything and they don't need it, just in case they need their funds for something else. So they only have 188 simoleons left, so I'm just going to leave it that way. She's going to read a book. She is a film and literature hobbyist, so she has a low fun and she's going to want to read a book, so I think that that's nice. And she's going to do it in there newly. I didn't change much, I just rearranged it. So, but you see how there's nothing on the walls kind of over here, so I do want to get some things for the walls eventually, but it's not the utmost priority, so as they get more money, I will just keep spending it. It's very easy for me to spend my Sims money, so I'm not really worried about that. So in terms of her wants, it's too late to throw a party. She can't leave the lot to go get a cat. She could call Ramin, but it is a little late and her social's pretty high. She wants to be friends with Dixie. Dixie obviously is with her right now, so we're just going to focus on getting her fun up. And then we're going to put her to bed maybe around between 11 and midnight. All right, so it's 11 o'clock. Her fun is all the way up, so I'm going to have her her hunger's not that low, but I'm just going to have her get something quick to eat, maybe a drink. Maybe let's have some iced lemon tea, and then I think she's gonna go to bed. And she'll be going to bed around midnight. She's an elder, so her energy goes down pretty quickly, but also she doesn't need as much sleep to fulfill it. So, you know, putting her to bed a little bit later isn't the same as doing it for an adult sim that might, you know, not feel good going to work the next day. Because she obviously does have to work tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. She does need to think about hiring a teacher. The way I see it is the previous principal retired, Coral took over that role, she was the classroom teacher, and now that she's the principal, she needs to hire a new classroom teacher. So I think we'll definitely be doing that on Wednesday because I want her to fulfill the principal role a little bit more. So we'll either hire probably a townie, I'm not sure which one because I don't know that Bella Goth would be a teacher. That's the only option we have for a playable, and I'm still on the fence about it. Coral's gonna go to bed, get ready for work tomorrow, and we're just waiting for Herb to get home. And when Dixie gets home, she's gonna do what she wants. Her hunger's a little low, but she's gonna eat and then she will hang out. And when Herb gets home, he's actually, I think, gonna go straight to bed. And tomorrow with Herb, oh look, he wants to be friends with Mortimer. I would love to lock that in, but I have I do really like the puppies idea. He's getting kind of old. I don't know how much time he has left, so I don't know if I really want him doing the puppies, but I want someone to do it, so seems kind of nice. We did get our first Ross roll in this house today, but it was pretty uneventful, so I'm hoping we get one in our next house again. Okay, so Herb, why don't you come clean up this laundry? Take a bath before you... Actually, it's time for me to save, so we're just gonna have you go upstairs, and at 5 a.m. we're just gonna save it. So thank you so much for joining me today. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next episode.